Okay, so when you put your hands on someone, the first thing you need to find out is what hurts them. You have to find out what hurts them. Why? If you put your hands on somebody and you put them in a we call it a wrist lock, a big wrist lock or a side wrist lock. You put somebody in a side wrist lock, you just hold them. Then all of a sudden, this person decides they want to go off. They see somebody they don't like, or whatever the case may be, they decide to go off. So as they start going off, you try to apply some pressure, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Why not? Because that person is flexible. But you don't know that because you didn't find out what hurts them. So what I want you to understand is, when you decide to put your hands on somebody, you need to find out what hurts them, but then you need to reassure them that you're not trying to hurt them. Okay? What does that do to that person? All of a sudden they know, if I start to act up, this person could easily hurt me because they've already shown me that. Okay? So I might be, if I'm a bad guy, I'm already sizing you up. I'm already sizing you up. If I want to take you on or not. If you're female or not. You know, guys do that all the time. Do that all the time. But if the female puts their hand on a guy, big arms, big muscles, big legs, all that, and put a little pressure on him and he sounds like Minnie Mouse, he's not going to check her. And that's what I want you to understand. Understand why you're doing what you're doing. Okay, we're going to go over that a lot. Minimum safe distance. What is a minimum safe distance? Well, basic minimum safe distance is an arm and a half. An arm and a half. Everybody knows, if I tell you an arm and a half is 16 inches, you're going to be like, 16 inches? Wait, you'll be trying to figure that out. You can't figure that out unless you do numbers all the time, but your whole life, you've been walking around with these things hanging off your shoulder. You know what an arm's reach is for you. You automatically know if you look at something that's out of my reach. You automatically know that. Okay? So a minimum safe distance is an arm and a half. That's what gives you enough time to respond if this person decides to do something. If this situation goes haywire, because it can go haywire in a split second. You want to be able to have time to respond, whatever that response may be. Okay? Understand why you're doing what you're doing. We say arm and a half. Whose arm and a half? What if I'm dealing with somebody 7 feet tall? I'm barely 5 feet, right? Whose arm and a half? Always use the tallest person's arm and a half because they have the longer arm. So my arm and a half, if I'm still within their reach, it doesn't make any sense, right? Understand why you're doing what you're doing. Okay? All right. Any questions so far? Okay, I'll move it up a little bit. So I talked about the POI, the POA. The POI basically is when you want to interview somebody, you want to talk to somebody, you walk up to them and get into a position of interview. That's an arm and a half minimum. You can be back here if you want. You can be back here if you want. But the minimum safe distance should be an arm and a half. Okay? You're going to be the one to make that determination because your safety is the one that's on the line right now, not mine, yours. So you have to look at the situation and make a decision right now. Okay? So a position of interrogation, well, let's start from the beginning. Balance. When we talk about balance, you shouldn't be standing with your feet close together for obvious reasons, right? It's very easy to be knocked off of balance if you're standing with your feet together. So what do? We take our feet and we spread them roughly shoulder width apart. roughly shoulder width apart. What that does is that gives you stability from side to side. Okay? Then you take, we used to call it strong side. I don't like to call it strong side because that makes it seem like you have a weak side, right? So we can say the dominant side. You take your dominant side and you take a half step back. What that does is that gives you balance from front to back. Okay? This is the best thing that we can do when we deal with a person without being, just look like we're combative. So whenever when I'm coming up to deal with this person, you know, maybe in a supermarket or whatever, I want to talk to somebody, I automatically going to get in a what you used to call a bladed stance. For some of you who may have a little law enforcement background or whatever, a bladed stance was named that because our shoulders, we want to blade them, which makes the target smaller. The target that they come after, it makes it smaller. And it also takes our gun side and takes it to the back. So they have to go through us to get to the weapon. That's why it's called a bladed stance. Okay? Know why you're doing what you're doing. When you're dealing with self-defense or security issues or whatever, everything you do with your dominant side back, you should be able to do with your non-dominant side back. When we do these techniques, we're not just going to do them on one side. We're going to do it on both sides. Because you never know when you're going to have to enter on the other side. Okay? So you need to be proficient at it from both sides. Okay? When we do a pain compliance technique on a person, and I'm holding, I got this person right here, I'm creating much pain for him. What I want this person to do, this is you when you're acting as the bad guy. Once I reach his pain tolerance level, I need him to let me know. Okay? You see how he tapped his leg there? But I don't want him to tap there. Because when we have people in class and there's tapping going on all over the place, I don't know who's doing the tapping. And I can get a little into it. Believe me, you get a little into it, right? So what I want him to do is I want him to tap in my face. So he needs to tap right here. You understand what I'm saying? So when I apply pressure to him, see what I'm saying? He needs to tap right there, okay? When he taps right there, I know I've reached his pain tolerance level and I need to back off. I want to hear live tapping in here because you need to find out what hurts that person. You have to find out, but you don't have to do it fast. You can do it very, very, very slowly. Because you will be surprised how much pain you can inflict on somebody by doing these techniques.
We don't want anybody to get hurt here today. So make sure that you tap out. We're going to do some loosening up before we get in. We don't want anybody going out of here going on disability because we're just practicing. Remember that.
Again, so we talked about the POA. We know what the POA is, right? What's a POA? I mean a POI, I'm sorry. Position of interrogation or position of interview. Okay? You don't have to necessarily remember it, but you need to know what it is. You need to know what you're doing and why you're doing it. Now we're going to talk about the POA. What's a POA? POA is a position of advantage. Okay? So if my partner is talking to him and I see that this may be getting a little bit out of hand, I may have to come around and get into a what? A POA, position of advantage. What's the minimum safe distance for a position of advantage? Arm and a half. Arm and a half. Doesn't change. It doesn't change just because you're in the front or if you're in the back. It doesn't change. That's the minimum safe distance no matter what. Okay? Now the first technique I'll show you, then we're gonna loosen up a little bit. The first technique I'll show you, I'm not ready. The first technique I'm gonna show you is called a bent wrist or a side wrist lock. Okay, it's called a bent wrist or a side wrist lock. Basically one of the lowest forms of control we have. And believe me, it works. But you have to understand how it works. Okay? your hands should be in like a C-clamp formation. You shouldn't be walking around with your hands in C-clamp. But this is pretty much the formation that your hands should be in. So what I want to do is I want to take my hand that's closest to his body and put it just above his elbow. But I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch it. Just above his elbow. This hand, I want to put it just above his knuckle line. Okay? So a normal reaction from somebody, if you touch them or if they feel a poke or a pin stick, what do?
React.
They move away from it, right? So the normal reaction for somebody when you touch them is to pull away. That's the normal reaction. But if they don't pull away, it doesn't matter, because what you're trying to do is you're just taking that hand, yanking it down just a little bit. When you yank it down, this hand is already in place. It doesn't touch until this hand touches. So we go here to here. He's mine. He's mine. I can do whatever I want to do with him right now, because I have these two joints under control. Pain tolerance will work again for 99.9% of us. But for that 0.1% that it doesn't work for, we still have control of the joint. So I can still manipulate him using his joints, even though it doesn't hurt him. But working with all the people in this class, you probably won't find a person that this doesn't hurt. You probably won't. When you're doing this technique, you have to make sure that your hand is as close as possible to the bend in his wrist without going over it. As close as possible to his knuckle line without going below it. If I go below his knuckle line, he feels nothing because his fingers are absorbing the pressure. If I go up on his wrist, he doesn't feel it because his forearm is absorbing that pressure. But if I go down here, I can use one finger. Just one thing, that's all I need. And I can make him cry like a baby. If I wanted more, look how I have his arm straight across. If I wanted more, all I have to do is take his wrist and angle it up. Lay down.
Oh my God.
I'm barely touching him. I'm barely touching him. Okay? We used to do this years ago. So that's the basic bent wrist or side wrist lock that we're going to work on. Depending on how far we go in the class, how fast you guys pick it up, I might add some more things to it. There's always variations, but that's the tree that we start from. There's branches to that tree. We can go into a takedown. You know, there's different entries to it. There's a bunch of things that we can do from just that one technique. Okay? If people pick up on that technique, we'll move it a little bit further. We'll go a little bit farther. Okay? The entry to the technique. The main entry that you guys should be using is the rear entry to the side wrist lock. Okay? So that's basically coming from the POA. So I'm coming in from the rear in order to do the lock. Okay? You can also come in from the side, which of course is a little bit more difficult. That person is there seeing you, and more than likely this person will be engaged with somebody else, and you decide, this is all I have, so I'm doing this. You can also come in from the front, which is way more difficult. So I don't suggest that you do a front entry, but I don't want you to not be able to do it because you were never told or you were never shown. All I have to do is control the joints. In order to control the joints from here, I have to take my right hand, in this case, the hand that's furthest away from his body, and pull his elbow towards me. As I pull his elbow towards me, I can lock him here. Are you guys following me on this?
Yes.
Again, that's just another branch of that tree. Lay down on the ground for me. Lay down on the ground. Okay, so if the person is fighting, I get there and my partner's already wrestling with this guy on the ground, we don't need to get in there for a scrum. What do we need to do? Control two joints. What are they? Wrist and elbow. That's all we need. Doesn't matter how you control them, you just need to control them. So if I reach out, I got a right hand, I If I reach out and grab this guy's arm, all I have to do is apply pressure to his wrist and put the elbow on the ground. Be careful because you can snap it. So you need to get down. Okay? If I'm down here and his arm is like this, all I have to do is put my knee behind the elbow. I'm controlling the 2 points. You can put it up against the wall. It doesn't matter. You just have to control those 2 points. Okay? Questions? Okay, everybody stand up. Let's work out a little bit. It's not going to be crazy. All I want you guys to do is just move your wrist around. You guys go down front. Just flex your wrist. We're all going to be up here in the front, so come out of the seats. We're all going to come up here. Come on,
Go all the way down here.
Keep flexing your wrist.
Everybody arms left apart. You can go around the corner there and go over to the side.
Okay, while you guys are stretching out, let me talk to you about this. If you're in your stance, your balanced stance, and you need to move, okay, you have to be careful not to cross your legs. That's when you're off balance, okay? I mean, I don't want to tell you it's easy to do. It's not, because you still walk. We walk like this. That's how we walk, right? But if you're dealing with somebody and you have to take up another position, okay, you may have to move. You may have to move. Okay? I don't want you moving like this. Because as soon as you cross that leg, you're off balance. And if that's the point where that person decides they want to get aggressive, guess what? You're going down. I don't care how big, how bad you are, you're going down. And you cannot judge a book by its cover. You do not know what type of experience this person has that you're looking at. You do not know. So you always have to assume that this person can kick your ass. That's what you always have to assume, so you have to always be on guard. Okay? When we go into the techniques, you're going to hear me call out a technique, then you're going to hear me say move. Move means go ahead and go into the technique. And you hold on to that technique until I get a chance to go around and see, what your position is, see if I can adjust anybody. Then when I say release, the whole class releases. Okay? Remember the tap out. You guys remember the tap out, right? Okay. Tap in their face. Make sure they hear you tap out. Okay? You don't have to do this. Let them know. Okay? As the good guy, remember, when you put your hands on somebody, you need to find out what hurts them. That is the only way you're going to be able to control them, which is our ultimate goal, is to control this person so we can move them to a different situation, right? So you need to be able to control them. Okay? Everybody loose up? Everybody loosen up? We're not going to do much, so it don't have to be a lot. Okay, look around, pick apart, pair yourself up with somebody. It don't matter because we're going to switch. Everybody got a partner? Anybody not have a partner? And raise your hand if you don't have a partner. It don't matter what you do. Raise it up if you don't have one. And you please turn your rear hand. Okay, partners. The two people in the group. One is a good guy, one is the bad guy. So good guy, raise your hand. You guys figure it out. Who's the good guy? Okay. Good guy. I want you to get into the POA of the bad guy. Move. POA, position of advantage. Position of advantage. Advantage means rear. Questions? Go for it. What do you do? You always, you hear the question? We always want to be aware of where the person's hands are. Okay? So when you show up to a situation, the first thing should be that the person recognizes who you are. Whether you have a lanyard on, whether you have a jacket on, whatever. That's the first level of force, believe it or not. Just showing up. Once they look and see that you're security and they don't give a shit, right, then we know who we're dealing with, right? First thing you want to ask, sir, excuse me, can you take your hands out of your pocket? Do you have anything in your pockets? Can you take your hands? You make me a little nervous. Can you take your hands out of your pocket for me, please? Okay? You don't have to be aggressive unless they make you be aggressive. But if you're not comfortable, this person's hands are in their pocket, I'm not getting any closer. I am not getting any closer until this person's hands come out of their pocket. Great question.
Well, in that case, you can't do the POA. You got to come from the front. Right?
What do you mean you can't? You can do anything you want.
Just from the back, just say.
The question would be, should you? The question would be, should you do a POA at that point? No, because I don't feel safe. No. I don't feel comfortable. I'm not going to let my partner get into a situation like that because I'm not comfortable, right? So how do you resolve this situation? What does your policy and procedure say? I can't tell you that. I can't tell you how to handle this situation, but I can tell you if we need to get this person's hands out of their pockets, then we're going to get their hands out of their pockets. Because right now, if this person is just standing there with their hands in their pocket and not doing anything, the first thing I want to do is clear everybody out. You understand what I'm saying? Because now I'm looking for safety. So right now, I don't feel that I'm in immediate danger, but I do worry about my safety right now because this person is not complying. So since they're not complying, I'm going to start working with everybody else. I'm going to call my partner, tell my partner what's going on. The person will only take his hands out of his pocket, blah, 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 blah. Excuse me, can you guys step out for me, please? Can you all leave, please? Blah, 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 blah. I'm clearing the area. Now that I've cleared the area, I'm going to get as many people on board with me as I can. Because there's no rush. What's the rush? There's no emergency. There's no rush. If it happens to be a rush, and you have to attack this person, I use that word loosely, if you have to go after this person, you don't want their hands to come out of their pockets. So if their hands are in their pockets, and you have to make contact while their hands are in their pockets, their hands stay there. So you just lock off the wrist, which is what we're going over, wrist locks. You lock the wrist and you keep it pushed down. That hand does not come out of that pocket until you slowly bring it out of that pocket to make sure that it's not holding on to anything.
You want to see it?
You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If you ever have to instruct a person to have their hands come out of their pockets, you want the backs of their hands to come out first with their fingers spread. So you want their hands to come out like this. Okay? You don't want their hands to come out like this. Okay? Again, you were in that situation, not me. Understand why you're doing what you're doing. Why would you make a person put their hands out like this?
Make sure they're not holding.
To make sure they're not holding. If you can remember why you're doing what you're doing, then you'll remember a lot of these techniques. I'm going to always try to paint a picture for you so that you can see exactly what's going on, and it's a lot easier for you to remember. Defensive tactics is a perishable skill. You'll forget half of this stuff in 3-4 days. But if a situation stays in your brain, you're going to remember for a long time. Because you remember what's going on. You remember that situation. Okay? Oh wait, back to it. Good guys, POA. Also, what I neglected to mention was when you do a POA on a person, you need to decide which side you want to be on. Okay, so I'm either going to be on the suspect's right side or on the suspect's left side. Okay, I'm not going to be directly behind them. I'm going to be on one side or the other. But I'll let you guys choose which side you want to be on. Okay, so good guys, POA. Okay, from the POA position, get your C-clamps, put your hands in your C-clamps. What I want you to do is just slowly move up to the person on their, let's say, right side. I want you to go on their right side. And I want you to slowly apply the technique to the top of their wrist, to the back of the elbow, do a slight cool down, that elbow bends up, and you lock it in place. Hold it there. It should be bent up. If I tell you people learn differently, everybody learns differently. Do this. Are you comfortable? Because you don't look comfortable. You need to be comfortable, not him. So get in a comfortable position. Because this form looks like it's all tucked in here. Is that comfortable for you? Yeah, why? You are comfortable. Now look at it. Look at where your hand is. Way too high. Way too high. Find out what happened. When you do the bent wrist technique, the way you apply pressure is like an accordion. Okay? So the accordion goes in like this. Right? So I got the wrist, I got the elbow, and I just push my hand, like clap my hands together. That's where the pressure comes from. Okay? Go ahead, do it again. And now, louder than that. Okay, well, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. So, same technique, same officer, same suspect. Side wrist lock, side of your choice. Move. You should be able to get right into it. You should be able to get right into it. Find out where that pain tolerance level is. Release it. Step back into it. Young buck right here, look. If you get a person into this control hole and you find out that you're having trouble with them, they're squirming, you can't really find out what's going on, we can reinforce it. The way you reinforce it is you take the back hand, slide it down, take the elbow down and lock it into my armpit. Now I can go with two hands. Right? Another thing came up. Someone was asking me about the thumb being underneath. Okay? The thumb has to always remain underneath. If it's not underneath and you grab it like this, it'll still hurt, but all he has to do is go straight down and his arm will come out. So you have to make sure at least one thumb is underneath. You can do one thumb or you can do two thumbs if you're doing a reinforce. Okay, but I'm locked in here. Look how comfortable I am. I'm not like this. I'm comfortable. He's the one that's not comfortable. And if he's a lot taller than me, I take the wrist up and bring him down. Go ahead and do the wrist lock and then reinforce Also remember, go back where you were. Also remember, the whole point is to lock the joints in place. Listen up, listen up, listen up. The whole point is to lock the joints in place. So if you do a reinforced and you allow his elbow to be in your midsection, all he has to do is slide off. So you need to make sure that his elbow is tucked in. Tuck the elbow in on the side of your body or in your armpit where you can make sure that that elbow is locked off. Don't allow the elbow to just sit there freely, because when he starts wrestling, that elbow is going to slide off. That's just as important as keeping the thumb underneath.
Could you take him up there because they can't see from the back?
Come on, Al. Come on, Al. So when you're doing, remember what we're trying to do, right? We're trying to control the joints. Which joints? Elbow and wrist. No matter what, we're dealing with the elbow and the wrist. So when I bring him up here, I still have control of the elbow and the wrist. If I take my thumb out, he can pull his hand straight down. Go straight down. Just straight down like this. Let me get my elbow. So if I have it here, he's not going anywhere. He can't put his hand down. But if I happen to grab him like this, his hand can just come right out. Remember, we're struggling, we're fighting, right? So once I get here and find out what hurts him, and then I realize that I want to move him someplace, I don't feel comfortable moving him like this, I want to move him with a reinforce, I step in. I don't release and go in, I transition. So I take the elbow, because I still have to have pressure on it, take the elbow, plant it to my body, slide my hand inside, lock the elbow in place. Okay? Remember, we need to maintain the pressure all the time. Don't release here to go to here. That's the time he's going to get away. Okay? So from here, I transition. Slide my hand down to lock in. My thumb is always here. Slide down. If I need more, I lift up. Look where his elbow is. Some people, because, we have table muscles nowadays, right? And things like that, sometimes we get and do this. That still hurts, but he can get out of this. His elbow is not locked in. You understand what I'm saying? When I put his elbow here, his elbow is locked in on all four sides. My forearm has it over there. My bicep has it back here. My rib cage has it here. I can walk him like this. This elbow cannot come out. But if you have it here, there's an escape for his elbow. Understand why you're doing what you're doing. Okay?
You guys get that? You want to see it one more time?
So what if he takes his free hand and cracks you with it?
Come on up, Woody. Come on up, Woody. There's always, big guy too, there's always what if, because we all think differently. Okay? There is no stupid question. You have to ask based on the information that you have. So when I apply the pressure, the reason why I need to find out what hurts this guy is so I don't get clocked with that other side. So if I did this, and it's not hurting this guy, then he decides to throw a punch, go ahead. He decides, I'm going to take a punch, right? But if I come in, grab this guy, find out what hurts him, see, if I come in and find out what hurts him, remember what we're trying to do. We're trying to let this person know that we can hurt them and then reassure them that we're not trying to hurt them. Okay? So when I come in, I'm gonna be looking at this guy saying, this guy can give me some trouble. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in, find it.
That's it.
Okay, just relax. Just relax, man. You're gonna be all right. Just relax. Just do what I tell you to do.
Sure.
So you see, I try to reassure him that I'm not trying to hurt him. As soon as I find that spot, though, I have to back off just a little bit. Not very much, just a little bit. Does that answer the question?
So basically, it's in that clinch to where I'm somewhat already hemmed up to where I'm not looking to.
You're not gonna try it because you already know I can hurt you.
Okay.
When I do that, you already know I can hurt you.
I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
And that comes into play a lot when you're talking about a woman dealing with a guy, because all of a sudden, she can't do nothing to me, right? Question.
Hey, you guys. Hey,
Question.
Hey, listen, please.
Question.
Because I can tell you now, I just want to make sure we get your lock in right the first time, it's done. Now you're in a fight. You got to get the technique down because you're just talking. So I need y'all to listen to him while he's talking because he ain't here for free. So let's just get this because it's important for you to understand the philosophy of crowding that person and getting that clinch. All right, it's important for you to hear him out. All right.
Well said. Thank you. Question.
So in other words, that demonstration you just did when you apply more pressure, his brain is going to the pressure that you apply rather than trying to strike.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, it doesn't work on everybody, but it's a 99.9% chance it's going to work. Like I said, has anybody here not felt pain yet? See, it works on everybody. It works on everybody. Question.
So as a simple thought process, just to keep your thinking it through, you're taking from the elbow to the fingertips out of play.
That's correct. That's correct. You just want to control those two joints, the wrist joint and the elbow joint. That's all you want to control. It literally takes the whole body out. You know, he's not going to do anything because we all want to get away from pain. We all want to get away from pain. So let's say this person is on something, angel dust or some kind of mind-altering drug that they don't feel the pain. I still have control of the joints. So having control of the joints, I can still take the person to the ground just by locking the joints or turning it into, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Turning it into something else, like a bar arm lock or something, okay? Questions?
Yeah, I was wondering, what about the footing for you there? Is it more prudent to be to the side when you're in the position with them, or out of the way in case you're thinking?
There's no perfect scenario. That's why I'm trying to tell you about your balance. So when you get into a position, what's comfortable for you? I know that my balance is not supposed to be like this. I know my balance is supposed to be like this. So if it's here, if it's here, if it's here, that's up to me. Because I need to feel balanced. Okay? That get it? Okay. Okay, now switch partners. Get somebody totally different. Look around the room, get somebody totally different. Ladies, I'm really speaking to you. Grab somebody totally different. Doesn't matter if he's wearing a watch. Doesn't matter because I don't care about the watch. I care about his wrist. So me having the thumb is just here for support. So me having my fingers above his knuckle line has nothing to do with that watch. Oh, you're pretty flexible. Has nothing to do with that watch. Okay, I still am applying pressure to it. He just seems to be pretty flexible. So what you have to do is you have to come in here and reinforce this guy. Woo! I still haven't released it up. He's pretty flexible. I would have to take this guy to the ground. No, we're not going to do that. But he'll tell you, he did feel it, so he told me he felt it. He just has a high pain tolerance level, but he still feels it. And if we were actually taking this guy on, it wouldn't be soft like that. It would be really hard. So I would still get to his pain tolerance level, right? It would just be a lot longer than it take me or you. Reinforce it. Transition. Well, why are you changing feet? Why are you changing feet?
Oh, okay. No, I really am I too high right here?
You tell me.
Okay.
Did you tap him out?
You did it on the other side.
No, we're on this side.
Yeah.
Did you tap him out?
No.
When you grab him, tap him out. Okay, let me help you. So, I'm not dancing with this guy, okay? So, I'm not going to be able to do this, and he's going to wait for me to do this. So, I'm grabbing him simultaneously. So, I'm like, here. And as I pull down here, I'm coming right up to here. Now I got him locked in right here, right? So, as I got him locked in, now I go in.
This side? You do this.
Okay, so I come in. I got them both at the same time. Come up here, I'm right into the position. And I'm going straight to that pain tolerance level. Okay? Then I'm reinforcing it. I'm not letting go and coming in. I'm transitioning. So I'm going in here to here. He feels pressure the whole time. He feels pressure the whole time. Right?
Okay. Thank you.
Hard time hurting me. I mean, it hurts, but it's not enough to where I wouldn't come and hit him. Like at this point.
Okay, first of all, you're up too high for this guy. Okay, stay there. You're up too high because this guy says it's not hurting him. So come down, leave these fingers off. These fingers don't mean shit. Come down.
That's definitely.
Come down. You can use one finger. Come down. Just stay above that knuckle line. Okay. Now take his wrist. Take his wrist up to the sky.
Take his wrist up to the sky.
Okay. Now bring the hand down.
Okay.
See? That's why you have to find out what hurts people, because they're all different. Okay? So if I want to grab this guy thinking that I'm going to do what works on him, and then all of a sudden this guy decides he wants to go off, he comes around with that other side, I'm trying to find out what hurts him. I can't find it before he hits me. Okay? That's why it's so important. Check. Okay, listen. Heads up. Can you guys hear me? Where my buddy at? Where y'all at? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
It's all right.
Okay, there's a couple people as I walk. Listen up. There's a couple people as I walk around. Be careful, guys. Be careful. There's a couple of people as I walk around that are saying, this person is not being hurt. I'm not able to hurt this person. Tell me, what am I doing wrong? And that's great to hear, because that lets me know that you need to find other people's pain tolerance level. That's why we switch partners. Okay, that's why we switch partners. When you go in, well, you weren't the flexible. Who's flexible? Give me the flexible guy. Who's flexible?
My son's a flexible.
You flexible? Come on. Let me grab him. Again, remember, it's like 0.1% of people that the pain doesn't work, but the technique still works. So when you go up, another thing. I'm moving too fast. Some people are doing this and this. They're not going to stand there and let you grab their hand. It's simultaneous. Okay, you do it at the same time. The backhand is a split second behind the front hand. The reason why it's a split second behind is because when I pull, give a slight yank down, her normal reaction is to pull away. She's going to try to pull away from me. When she pulls away, it's going to bend her elbow, which helps me. So when I come in, it looks like I'm touching at the same time, but I'm actually a millisecond behind with the backhand. You see that? I'm a millisecond behind. When I get here, now I need to find out what hurts her. I need to go right into my technique. Okay? So as I started up here, in order to grab her, because her hands are a lot smaller than mine, in order to grab her here, I automatically grab that wrist. That's nothing. I don't have any control. I need to make my way down to get just above her knuckle line. If my hands are too big, then get rid of these two fingers. If my hand is still too big, get down to one finger. As long as I have that one finger above her knuckle line, I apply pressure. She doesn't feel it. I take the wrist up and crank down. Did you see what I did there? You felt what I did, didn't you? So right now, she's very flexible. If I stop right here because it worked on you, and she decides to go off on me, before I find her pain tolerance level, I'm gonna take a shot in the chops, right? So you need to find out. That's why it's so important as we go around to different people that you find out what hurts that person. Not what hurt the last person you dealt with, but what hurts that person. And again, I want you to go very slowly, okay, until you find it, so that person will let you know that that's it. That's where I am. That's my pain tolerance level. And then you get out of it, and you practice getting back in. You get out of it, and you practice getting back in. You reinforce it. You go back to elongated. We call this elongated because it's away from the body. From here, get back in. From here, go back out. Ask the person if they feel the pressure the whole time. Because when you transition from an elongated to a reinforced, we have a tendency to let the elbow go. Right now, she doesn't feel anything. Okay? So I need to make sure that I transition. She feels it the whole time. Yeah. Okay? Thank you. Mm-hmm. Questions?
Yeah. Obviously we're practicing here, but I imagine it would be permissible to crush somebody's fingers while you're grabbing the wrist area, right?
What do you mean crush fingers?
Like crush them.
Like grab the fingers and crush them together?
No, like if I've got Jamal's like that, and if it's like a hostile situation, I'm not just gonna like hold the knuckle there. I'm gonna make his fingers explode.
Well, I hear what you're saying, but if you're grabbing the fingers, you're too far down, because the fingers, that's a whole different. That's not putting pressure on his wrist. That's going to be putting pressure on his fingers. But here, come on.
With this hand, I guess it's if you've got the big enough hands to do it. I mean, because I'm gonna.
That's fine. If it works for you, that's fine. But you're not getting the force that you could be getting by just staying above the fingers altogether.
Yeah, I've got 2 fingers above his knuckle.
That's all you need. You don't need his fingers at all.
But if you wanted to, like.
If you wanted to hold on to him for a better grip, that's fine. I'm not going to tell you that's not a good idea. If that works for you, that's fine, because you're trying to handle whatever this situation is.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's switch partners again. Switch partners. Remember, one step, go in. Okay, take their left foot and put it back. Come in like that and try it. Okay, I didn't like his elbow, but other than that. Right. Right.
It is.
You got to be careful with this guy, because this guy, you got to get him good. Did you call me over?
Yes.
What's up? It looks good to me. What? Not working? Do it again. Let me see. Are you doing the accordion? Go again. Accordion means they go together. No, it's like you're trying to break his arm. No. Listen. Let go. You all right? Okay. So when you go here, I'm taking the two and I'm putting them together. See, I'm putting them together. It's almost like you're trying to take them like this. It don't work. Accordion. Put them together.
Now do your double. Yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah.
You guys good?
Yeah.
Oh, that looks good. I'm a little worried. Is that comfortable to you? Can you get that in there a little bit more? That's better. You see, that's way better. You're not working with us? You guys all right?
Yes, sir.
You all right? You good?
Touch the point, man. When I said hi to you in the parking lot, I had no idea you had all that training. Remember when you said,
Yeah.
You said you never know.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. Touch him again. Okay, what is this doing? What is this hand for? What are you doing? Show me. Because it looks like you're just checking to see how big his muscle is. No, see, you look, you're having so much trouble. Look, there you go. It's like you're doing this, okay? What you should be doing is this. See? I'm holding on to this so it doesn't go anywhere. That's all I'm doing. You follow me?
No, I get what you're saying. I'm trying to actually do it. Go ahead, do it.
The C-clamp, just the C-clamp.
I got it.
Okay. That's fine, as long as it doesn't go anywhere.
Okay.
Maybe it's just the way I'm viewing it. Okay. But if you're holding it, if you feel comfortable with it, and it works, that's the thing. Yeah. Okay, now look, do it again. Don't go so fast, just go slow. Now stop right there. Look at where your hand is. Look where your hand, see? Go ahead, keep it up there. Your hand, keep it up there. Your hand is too high on his wrist. That's not allowing his wrist to feel any pressure. So keep that one there. This hand slides down, just above his knuckle line. Okay, now make an accordion. Won't hurt him. You felt that one, didn't you?
As he get it, as you get it.
I do have a question. For people that are larger.
For everybody or
more for you, but like for a person that's larger, right? Like say, would you immediately go to the reinforced?
Probably.
Because that's what I was looking at it and it was like, some people it's like their arm is just a little too big for me to grab in one arm. Yeah. So it's like as soon as.
But the good thing about it, most people big aren't flexible.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay, what time is it? I can't see shit. Okay, let's take it to another level. All right, hello. Let's take it to another level. Come on, y'all. So now from this technique that we've been going through, what's called what? Not the position. What's the technique? Not the position. Wrist lock. Okay? From the side wrist lock that we've been doing, now we decide that this person is just struggling so much that we got to get rid of him. We just got to get rid of him. Because I can't deal with this person by myself right now. I need some help. And it's going to take my help a good 20, 30 seconds to get here. And I don't know if I can hold on that long, so I need to get this person under control. Because right now, even though I got them in a wrist lock, they're not under control. Okay? So what's my next move? My next move, I could either put them in what we call a rear wrist lock, or I could take the person to the ground. Okay? A rear wrist lock, we're going to do it from this way because you guys already know what a side wrist lock is, hopefully. So a rear wrist lock, I'm in this position. Oh, let me turn back around. I'm in this position, and I take my thumb, take it out, turn it over, grabbing the meaty portion of his thumb, and just bring him right to the rear. Now I transition the elbow in here. And I still got him, right? Do I still have you? Yeah. Okay, tap out. Don't let me hurt you. Again, from here, you have to be ready because right here, you're a little vulnerable. Why are you vulnerable right here? Because he can take his hand straight down. Understand why you're doing what you're doing. If you know the technique, you can go here, into here. Into here. Okay? He doesn't have time to make a move. Okay? But you have to be comfortable with this. You know your skill level. If your skill level is not good enough, sit here and hold on. Just hold on until somebody gets there. Just remember, we got to have the 2 points covered. What are they? Elbow and the wrist. We got to have those 2 points covered. So I'm holding on, I'm waiting, because I know he can't bring that hand over to me if I got him good. Right? But just in case I need to take this person to the ground, we can transition into what's called a bar arm or an arm bar. Depends on where you grew up at, right? The same thing. It's an arm bar or a bar arm. The thing about the bar arm is a lot of people don't get it right. The reason why I say that is the way the bar arm works is the arm has to be extended out away from his body. But what this person is going to do, this person is going to try to get away from this pain or to try to fight. So what he'll do is he'll bring his arm closer to his body, which eliminates the bar arm. You see what I'm saying? But the bar arm is the easiest, quickest way to get this person to the ground because we're still working with the two joints. Okay? So from a what?
Wrist lock.
Wrist lock, we turn the hand over, twist it over, lock out the elbow. Okay? But again, what is this person going to do? He's going to try to bring his arm back here. So it's a very fast move. He's not going to really have time to do anything. But if you do it wrong, if your position is wrong, you have to understand and step out so that you can make sure his arm stays straight. Okay? If for some reason you're not proficient enough to do it, you don't feel comfortable with that, and he starts to bring his hand back around, take his hand and put it on top of your forearm. So if I got him here and I try to take him into a bar arm, but it's not working, I take his arm and put it on top of my forearm. Now I got a lock on that shoulder. Now, believe me, this one, you feel that already, don't you? No. I can easily take him down. He doesn't feel it. But look how he's still going down. So it doesn't necessarily have to hurt him, but his joint is still going to cooperate.
Could you twist around so we can see how his arm is in between your forearms?
Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm going to take my elbow and lift it up. Okay, I'm not going to pull his arm towards me. I'm going to take it and lift it up. That's going to apply pressure to his shoulder. Okay, that's a shoulder lock. That's a shoulder lock. Okay, side wrist lock, reinforced side wrist lock, rear wrist lock. Why is it a rear wrist lock? Because it's pointing to the rear. When I get him back here, look at his fingers. See how his fingers are pointed out? That helps him. I don't want his fingers pointed out. I want his fingers pointed up. So what I do is I turn his fingers up. Then I can grab him this way as well. And for those of you who have smaller hands, you're dealing with bigger people, grab a couple fingers. Just grab a couple fingers, because all I'm doing, I'm sorry, bro. All I'm doing is worrying about this wrist. I'm going to get under here to make sure that wrist stays up. I can actually help myself with this hand right here to keep it locked up. Okay? Then, if you work with any type of restraints or whatever, handcuffs or whatever, you can go ahead and put the handcuffs on from there. Okay? Again, back into the bar arm. So from here, we take a step. That's what we want to do. We want to take a step out because I'm going to give this person, he's pretty tall, I got to give him a place to fall. Right? He's, how tall are you? 6 feet? 6'1", 6'2"?
Yeah, 6'2".
6'2". So I got to have at least 6'2" worth of space. So what I have to do here is as I step here, I'll lock him. See how he starts to go down? You see how he starts to go down? Now what I'm going to do is I'm not going to let him go like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep that control because I have to control him. If I'm going to take him down, I might want to go down with him, especially if it's a big, strong guy and I don't want to have to fight him. So what I may have to do as I take him down here, come on, I'm going to go with him. Okay, now you see how he fell on his back? I don't want him on his back. I want him on his stomach. But look at my control. Turn over, go ahead, this way. Turn over to me. Turn over the other way. Turn over the other way. There you go. Come on, keep turning. Come on, keep turning. There you go. Right, you all right? Yeah. He didn't understand what I was trying to tell him to do. Doesn't matter. You got control. Take your time. Let him know what you want him to do. Stop resisting. Take your hands out of your pockets. Do this, do that. Be calm. But he's going to do it. Why? because you got control, and he knows that you can hurt him. Okay? So we don't have to go into the takedown, but I want you to practice side wrist lock, rear wrist lock. Side wrist lock, bar arm. Okay? Question? Let's try it. Always start from the side wrist lock. Good job. Good job. Remember, never lose control. You can go as slow as you need to go. Do not lose control.
Transition to do the
Okay.
rear.
You're already here.
Right.
You're already here.
Yeah.
All you have to do is you have to change your hand position from here to here.
Okay.
So you have to roll it across. to
Roll
here.
it across, so thumb under the
Yeah, grab his thumb. Grab the meaty portion of his thumb.
Okay, so if I'm
You're on top. You're on top. Yeah.
if I'm here,
Right. Now, in order to do that, though, you may have to come from a reinforce, because when you take this hand off, he may feel that he can get away. So grab him again. No.
So you start with the reinforce.
No. Stop. Go. Yeah.
So,
Now
yeah,
go.
so
Now go into a reinforce.
Okay.
No. Reinforce it. Oh, reinforce it. Now. Now switch your hand.
Okay, then
Now you see how much easier that is? Yeah. Okay. Now this is not doing you any good. Tuck this underneath and put that hand down there to his other hand and point those fingers up. You feel that?
okay.
And you find a good place to put that elbow. Okay? He's uncomfortable, not you. I don't give a shit if he's standing on his toes.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Put the on top of my elbow.
So just the arm bar.
Uh-huh.
It's like if I've got him like that, then I can just transition.
That's it.
Right. Okay. And then so.
Slide over.
Okay.
So I can't get loose. Now take
Like
me
that?
down.
Okay.
Come up with
Now,
that.
yeah, but now what's happening here? The reason why this one takes a lot more training, a lot more practice. When you take him to the bar arm, if I take him to the bar arm, his wrist, I'm losing pressure on his wrist.
Yeah.
So I'd have to apply pressure to his wrist in order to get him down. So I'm gonna snap that to take him down. Okay. Then eventually I'll come up to here, which is what a true bar arm is. Here.
Gotcha. So your hands are placed underneath here like
Right, and that's why I don't like the transition so much. But just in case,
Gotcha.
you have to take the person down. Yeah.
Okay.
And then from right
Tim, this is the wrong way to do it because
He's too high on
I'll
the
be
wrist.
too high. I should be over here.
No, that's too high. You should be lower.
Yeah.
You should be lower. So what we're trying to do? Okay, let me try to paint the picture for you. If you grab his fingers, look, the fingers flex.
Right.
Okay, so we go right there, just above his fingers. We don't need these two. These are in the way. You big enough, you can probably do it with just this finger. But don't go any lower than his knuckle line. Now grab his elbow. Now go ahead and apply pressure. Accordion. Put the hands together. Is that it?
Okay. Now, yeah.
And how much do you have left?
How are you bringing around with both hands like this?
No. Because you just lost his elbow.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, do it again. Okay. So, is that elbow tucked in? You feel comfortable there? Okay. So now, this hand comes out. Just this hand comes out. So you still got control, right?
Yeah.
Can you tap him out right there if you wanted to?
Yeah.
Okay. Now this hand goes here. Now this hand goes back to the elbow, and then you take him back. Put the elbow over here. Okay? Take your time. If you can't remember it, shit, where am I going from here? But you still got control, right? Now you gon' okay.
There we go.
When you had your hands in the other place, you would have lost it. But as long as you got the 2 points of control, you got it.
That's the mentality. Can you show how do you get
Which one?
transition
From what to what?
So can I?
From what to what?
So when I grab,
Okay, so reinforce it. Go to that. Reinforce it. That's good that he's telling you that. That's good. That's absolutely good. Go ahead, do it again. Right away, put his elbow in there. Put his elbow in there. Go ahead. Put it in there. Put it in there. See, when you start fighting, his elbow pops out. You gotta put his elbow in there. If you don't put his elbow in there, see, you get him like this. He can fight. But if you get the elbow, chuck it in there like this. You have your elbows locked in there? Okay. Lock his elbow in there. Now, you don't need this hand. You just need to lock his elbow in there. Once you get it reinforced, take that man out. Go ahead. Get the hand, put the other hand up here.
You're trying to muscle me because of using technique.
That's because he's been fighting his whole life, see? You don't have to do it.
Well,
You don't
like I
have
say,
to
me too. So, like, what he's doing is, I have time to make a fight out of it. You know,
everybody learns differently, though.
Yeah.
So that's we're trying to find the position where he learns. So go ahead and grab him into the wrist lock. Just a regular wrist lock. Yeah.
Jump on your back.
Okay. Regular wrist lock. Go ahead.
Grab here first. So the first one you grab here, but I want to do both
simultaneously. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
But you grab here first. As soon as you grab my elbow, I'm fighting.
Can you show the transition from the arm bar to the rear again?
Okay.
Like how
from the side wrist lock to the rear?
Yeah. So basically.
Okay. Come on up. I'll demonstrate it. Come on. I ain't gonna hurt you. Come on. Come on.
No. It's okay.
No, come on, man. Come on, man. We're all in this together. Don't worry about it. Okay, listen up. Listen up. There's a question about some people not catching the transition. Okay? Some people not catching the transition from the side wrist lock to the bar arm or from the side wrist lock to the rear wrist lock.
Rear wrist lock.
He has a question. He had the question. I was going to show it on him.
Thank you.
He's on a mission.
Okay. So
he getting the food.
Okay, so remember, we are moving at your pace. We're moving at your pace. If you're not ready to transition to the next move, then don't. Hold on to what you have. It's way more important to get the technique done right than it is to change to another technique. Because if you try to change or transition to a technique that you don't quite get, you can lose everything. And remember what I told you when we first started. Everybody learns differently. Okay? It's not a mark against you because you're not picking up this particular technique. Everybody's different. Holler at me, wave at me. I'll come over and see if I can help you get through it. Some people get it, some people don't. But something from today you should be able to take with you that you feel comfortable with. That's the whole point of this class, that you feel comfortable with something. You don't have to feel comfortable with everything, okay? So from the, I'm trying on this side. So from the elongated, I got him. I got a good hold on him. He can't do anything, but I want to do something else. So I need to go from here, transition into a reinforced. Remember, I have to have the 2 points covered at all times. So I need to transition from my hand on the elbow to my body on the elbow. Now I have him positioned in 2 points. But I'm not going to stay comfortable with where his elbow is because his elbow has an escape route. Okay? I want his elbow to be covered on all 4 sides. So what I need to do is take his elbow and tuck it in to my rib cage. Now you see his elbow is locked out on all 4 sides. He literally cannot move his elbow out. I have him locked in. Okay? So now the transition part is where a lot of people have trouble because they don't know the hand transition. If you want to go to the rear wrist lock from here, we need to take the hand that's gripping and put it on the upside. Okay? Because we need to grab where the thumb is. So we need to go from here over the top. But I still got control. I can control him from here. I can control him from here. This hand, it's an old habit of mine. I don't want you to have it. This hand shouldn't be out here. Where should this hand be? What did we just lose when we moved this hand? What did we just lose? We lost that thumb, right? Remember I told you at least the thumb has to stay underneath? So because I've been doing this so many times, I have a tendency to move so fast, I forget and just take it right over. But because you guys are fresh at this, you shouldn't have that problem. So when you go here, when you switch hands, you should put this hand underneath. So now I have a thumb. I still have a thumb here. I can take him here. I can walk with him like this because I still have control. Now, since this hand is off, I can now change positions on this hand, switch positions again, take it to the elbow, take him to the rear. Did you get that? One more time. Elongated, reinforced, switch hands. The reason why I'm saying switch hands, I'm taking this hand off completely. You never take the hand off. I'm just showing you that's where we switch hands. Put this hand back, grab the meaty part of his thumb, so now my hand is upside down. Okay? I still have him in a reinforced. How do I have him in a reinforced? I got the elbow and I got the wrist. So now I'm going to transition his elbow from my body to my inside hand. Here. I still have him under control. Yeah. Right? Now I just tip him this way and relax, and step in. And step in. I got to be careful with his joints. So, and that's what I'm going very slowly. Going very slowly. If it doesn't work, they'll let you know. They'll say, that's it. Another thing I saw a couple people doing around, which I thought was good. More people should do it. If I grab him and just don't have nothing, pull away. Just pull away. If you're the bad guy, pull away. I mean, you don't have to fight him. Just, you don't have nothing, just pull away. So then they'll think, why aren't you holding up? Because you don't have nothing. That's why I'm not staying here. If you do it right, I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. So what you're doing is you're helping your fellow officer make sure that they find that pain tolerance level when they put their hands on you. Okay? So if they don't make you tap out or make you tell them that you feel it, pull away. Okay? Because that'll help them. Or somebody had a question on the bar arm transition as well, right? Okay, from the bar arm transition. From here, again, like I said, the only reason I'm showing you the bar arm is for a quick takedown. A quick takedown. So from here, I step out and I'm going to give him a yank. Doesn't take much. Doesn't take much to pop that elbow, right? But you give him and you drive him. I'm driving him down. Okay? I'm not going to just reach him down. I have to drive him down. So I have to go down with him and probably end up down on my knee. Okay? Because if I don't, I'm going to lose control of him. When I'm stretched out like this, I'm going to lose control. Okay? You can do it. If you're not comfortable with that, we can do the side wrist lock takedown to the rear. Okay? Same thing. What are the 2 points of control? We still got him. Come in here. Now I'm going to take his fingers and point him towards his body. I take his fingers, point him towards his body, and take my forearm and slam it up against his shoulder. So what I'll do here, I'm going to do it slowly. What I do here is I go here. He's gone. He's gone. Doesn't matter if this doesn't hurt him, he's gone. Okay? As he goes down, I'm maintaining control. Maintaining control. As he gets to the ground, on your back, as he gets to the ground here, right, I still got him. I haven't changed my grip. My grip is exactly the same.
It sure is.
But now I want this guy in a position where I can control him or possibly put on some handcuffs. So all I do is twist his hand and lift up on that elbow. Roll him right over. You see that? The technique that I showed you, the side wrist lock, is the basic technique that we use to sprout into so many other things. That's why it's so important that you get the basics down. You get the basic side wrist lock, you can do whatever else you want. If you don't go anywhere else, that's still fine, because you can control this person with a wrist lock. If you see your partner fighting with somebody, you run in there, grab that hand, that wrist, put the elbow on the ground. Calm down, calm down. Just talk to him. Calm down, relax, stop kicking. My arm hurts, my arm hurts. Well, it'll stop hurting if you stop kicking. Talk to them. Because they're frantic. They're in pain. They're frantic. Okay? You have to be cooler heads. Okay?
Grace, Hayward, Tracy, Sacramento, and wherever else Grace may be. Each one of these locations, you guys that are there.
You have to go up to the mic.
You guys, you're dependent upon each other. Take this serious enough to where when one of you guys need help, or one of you ladies need help, you can be confident or reasonably assured that that person assigned with you or who runs up to the aid because they've had the training and they're already staffed for that position, that you'll be able to help them. So if you don't take this seriously, when it's time to be serious, you won't know what to do. So help each other by being serious about this. Okay.
Okay, so any questions? Let's do it again. Find a new partner, and start off with your side wrist lock and transition into the other techniques. You want to feel front to the back? You want to feel the side wrist lock? Okay. To here. To here. To here. To here.
Okay, that was a split second there.
Oh, you want me to slow down?
No, there was a split second.
Well, you can fight. That's just, I'm trying to be nice. I'm not yanking hard.
But, you know, as like I was telling him, some of us grew up in the street fighting.
Right.
And we look for that one opportunity.
You absolutely.
You got me. And the second that I think I can get away, I'm going to bite the bullet. It's going to hurt, but I'm going to try to even it out.
And that's the reason you hurt the person when you first put your hands on them.
Yeah.
Okay? That's the reason when I first grab you, I'm going to apply that pressure,
like, okay,
and I'm going to make you squirm. Right?
I got that.
Right? And then, if you camouflaging that you're going to try whatever opportunity you get to jump on me, it ain't much I can do if I don't make sure I cover all my bases.
Right.
Okay. So I have to control you from here.
I know you got me there.
Then I have to keep the same pressure.
Right.
So I can do it from this hand, right? I can switch over to this hand. See what I'm saying? The hard part
right there, I got an opportunity. I
can come here.
Okay.
But the hard part is coming here. She transitioned from here to here. So it's easier for me to rub against you because it feels like I still got you. You see that?
Okay.
You see that? So instead of just coming from here, going into space and coming to here, it's a lot better for me, the officer, to rub. Okay? Same thing. Here, I got pressure. I'm a rub. See how I'm rubbing? Are you all right?
I know. That's where my opportunity was because I feel it lessen up. I feel the pressure come off my wrist right there.
Well, if I felt that, okay, I'm going up. I'm going up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into your shoulder. Especially a big guy like you, shoulders are much better. Much better. So if I can come in here, I'm going to come up like that. See that shoulder? That shoulder is much better. You know?
I'm thinking as soon as I feel that you had sharp pain, as soon as it lessened,
that's when you want to come.
Put my shoulder and grab you and try to take it.
It ain't no perfect guy. I can't tell you. It ain't no perfect. It ain't no perfect thing. But that's the only thing I can say is you have to watch out for that. So you just have to make sure that you take your transition very slowly. You got to be comfortable. You got to be locked in first. Right? I know I can be down a little further. You be locked in first. Right? Then locked in. Okay? Then locked in. You understand what I'm saying?
But I hear you.
But you understand what I'm saying?
I feel you, and I know I just have to.
And if I felt this way about you, that I was going to have trouble with you, then I ain't taking you to that. I'm taking you to something else.
Right.
Okay. But I don't know that you know, and that's the reason why my partner is standing by when I'm dealing with you. You understand what I'm saying?
Because even if
there's no perfect,
when he gets you into it and he comes in and snaps your hand out, so he can do it from the other side too.
Don't hurt him, don't hurt him.
He can do it from the other side too, right?
Right.
He was just telling me. It's the
He can do it too. So when you go into this way, you're gonna be
when you touch the hand.
hopefully.
The hand has to
Are
touch
you at
the wrist first, then the elbow.
Yes.
So it's almost like
You should be with something.
Yes.
Not always.
I don't know.
We don't have a group here.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Now,
But a lot of times, see, you don't grab at the fingers because that ain't nothing. You might miss it. So you got to grab it up here. So, see, it don't matter that you got the shirt on. So what happens is, I come here and I lock in see how I lock at the bottom of the wrist?
Oh, you use these fingers.
Yeah, that's a secret. I lock at the bottom of the wrist and then I can feel. I've been doing it for so long, so you know.
Yeah, but I just seen you do something that's very interesting. So when you do that, you lock it right at the bump.
Maybe I can bring that up too, because some people might not catch that.
Lock it at the bump.
I can bring that up. That's good. That's good.
I pay attention. I pay attention. So you lock it at the finger.
Right, and then you can slide your hand down the way you need to be. Yes, sir.
Get the basics. Come up. Keep the elbow tight.
Oh, yeah, you got him.
And now,
What are you trying to do?
I want to do the bar.
The bar. Okay.
And so this.
No. That's going into the reverse. That's going into the rear wrist. So bar arm, you're just going to take this to his elbow.
This goes back to the elbow.
And you're going to lock him out. You're going to push his elbow forward as you pull him here. But you're going to have to step out because he has to have a place to fall.
Oh.
So take a step out as you do it and lock the elbow. Pop the elbow as you do it. There you go. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
But you have to ride him down to the ground. You have to ride him down. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So is this your class? Where's that at?
Well, I don't do it. I'm retired, man. I don't do it anymore. I do it for friends. You know, people come by and ask me questions and stuff. I help them out.
So we want you to try to figure out how to
What are you trying to do?
reverse.
The rear?
The rear.
Okay.
So I'm here, right?
Does he have you?
No.
Let him know you don't have you. Pull out.
There it is. There it is.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then, does he have you?
Yeah.
Okay, see what I mean? See how important that is? You need to know.
And then
Can you get that a little tighter? Can you get it? Yeah, that's even better.
Okay.
All right, don't hurt him though. Don't hurt him. You can lighten up a little bit.
Okay, my bad. And then, so I don't know what to do with this.
That's all right.
Grab it like this.
Yeah, that's all right. Because you got him, right? Mm-hmm. Now you got, shit, I don't remember what he told me to do. Damn, I can't remember. Let me see. What shit? You gonna let him go?
No.
Hell no. You gonna take your time, right? So we need to take this hand and change this to the grip hand. So this is the grip hand right now, right? Mm-hmm. Release this hand and make that hand the grip hand. Okay. You still got him, right? I'm gonna slide down because it's got to come down further. This one. Okay, there you go.
You ain't got me.
Oh, okay. You see, you just came in with the grip hand. Okay. Now, if you want to make it easier for you, point his fingers towards his body. You have tap him out right there. Tap him out. You still got him. Don't you still got him?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, move your thumb out of the way. Point your thumb straight up. Tap him out. You see how you still got him? Mm-hmm. Take this thumb and grab the meaty portion of his hand.
Okay.
Okay? Slide this one down his arm, back to the elbow. Slide it. No, don't release it. Go back. Because that release lets him know there's no pressure.
Okay.
As you pressure him against your body, take your hand and slide it out to his elbow.
This hand?
Yes. Slide it in there. Did he slide it? Did you feel it?
Yeah.
No, you got it. Do you still have it? Yeah. Can you tap him out right there?
Yeah.
Now you can just take this to the rear. Or if you stop right there, can you tap him out?
Yeah.
Can he tap you out right there? Accordion. Give me an accordion.
All right. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Now take this and tuck it under there.
Like this. Oh, okay.
Take his fingers, make sure his fingers are pointed up, and now you can use this to assist you. Did you get it?
Well, you ain't hurting me here. You got me him though. You got me him.
Turn around so I can see. Okay, we're doing the same thing, remember? So you have to come down. You don't have, you're giving his wrist too much break. No. Keep your hand is fine. This now slides up. There you go. Up. There you go. Now apply pressure. See, look, you need to be able to put your hand down here. You need to be able to feel that wrist. Feel his wrist. See how naked it is? But when your hand was there before, now put your hand there. You can't feel his wrist.
Right.
Get your hand out of the way. Oh, okay. But don't go so far to where his fingers can absorb the pressure. Did that make sense to you? I'm sorry, what?
We're having a hard time with transition.
Okay, I'll be right there.
So we got it down on the right side.
Okay.
But it's the transition on the left side.
Okay. It should be exactly the same. What's the difference?
Well, so my thing is like if I've got you're saying right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say like for her, for example, she's going to put me straight away on a reinforced,
Right.
And I want to move this under there.
Okay.
So I'm coming over here.
Let me. Right. But let me make it a little bit easier for you. Go ahead. Do it again. Get her into the reinforced. Okay. Now, we need to switch grip hands. This is your grip hand right now. This needs to be your grip hand. Okay. Now to make it easier, for you, take this hand off. To make it easier for you, point her fingers towards her body. Just like that. Can you tap her out that way? Okay. Now, get your thumb up out of the way. Get your thumb out. Just point your thumb straight up. Now this one can go in and grab the meaty portion of her thumb.
Oh, I see.
Then you can transition this to the. No. You got to keep her elbow locked in.
Oh, yeah.
Take this to the elbow. Slide it back to the elbow. Other side. Slide it back. Now take her back and tuck her elbow in over here. Okay. Just take the steps slowly. Because if you don't remember them, wherever you stop, you still got control. Okay.
Show her how to do that.
My thing is we go like.
Okay. No. Where's his elbow? What are you doing with his elbow? You got. First of all, we got to lock his elbow. Okay. Now this guy's a lot bigger than you, which means you need to bring him down to your size. Okay. So go back out. Go into a wrist lock, a side wrist lock. Okay. Bring him up. Side wrist lock. Okay. Hold him in the side wrist lock. Okay. Now tuck his elbow away. No. Why are you stepping to him? Bring him to you.
Okay. Like this?
Okay, let me show you what I mean.
Okay.
Let me see what I mean. This ain't gonna hurt that much, okay? So, you see how much taller he is?
Yes.
Right? So instead of me trying to get up to where he is, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring him down to me. You see what I'm saying? I brought him down to me. So I showed you that.
From here and you bring it down.
I showed you that because what you're doing is you're letting his size take precedence over you. So you're actually holding him way up here. Okay, go ahead. Bend the elbow. Don't fight him because you're not going to beat him if you fight him. Now, in order to get him to go down, you apply pressure up here. So push him down.
Push up and come down.
No, where you going? You stay comfortable. Put him where you want him to be.
Okay.
You want him in here.
Okay.
Where you feel comfortable. You feel comfortable?
Okay, I do.
Because he's a little off balance now. You see that?
Yeah.
But his elbow's not locked in.
Right. Yeah. Cause
So how you gonna lock his elbow in? see how you fighting? You fighting this guy.
Yeah.
Is his elbow locked in? Don't hurt him.
Okay.
But you understand what I'm trying to tell you. So you have to get his elbow into a position where you feel comfortable. And you keep trying to grab him. You're not gonna grab him. He's a big guy. You're not gonna grab him. Just support him. Okay? Just take your hand and support. Just take your hand and support. Okay? I'm just supporting his arm. See how he's turning red? You're squeezing him.
Yeah.
Just hold on. Just support him. Because all I need to do is apply pressure. I don't need to squeeze him. I just need to apply pressure. So from here, I'm going to step in where I feel comfortable, and I'm going to take him. See how I'm making him go down? Right. I'm making him go down here, and I bring his elbow to me. Okay? Doesn't matter how tall he is. Bring his ass down to you. That's what you practice on. That's what you work on.
All right, take it to a bar. Okay, let's
Yeah, I want to see
Get real stiff arm.
I want to see the lock.
Which
When
lock?
You come from the back after you get this.
You're going from the bit to the arm.
Then this.
Really well.
Don't fight him. I see you struggling. Don't use muscle. It ain't about muscle. It's about technique.
Okay.
First of all, you way up too high, so you got to be down here. Give me this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Look how far you can come all the way down. Come on down. Come on down. No, stop putting pressure on it. Just come on down. Relax. Relax. Just stay right above his knuckle. You could be down here. Get down to here. Get down to there. Now, put this. Apply pressure to him now. Where you going? You bending him down. It's accordion. Put your hands together like this. It's an accordion. First of all, let me see you tap him out. He's a pretty flexible dude. So you have to find that right away. So you're letting his thumb, straggle around. You have to control him. So you're way up here. You need to be way down here. See, I don't want to be down where his knuckle, under his knuckle line. I need to be above his knuckle line. I could do it with one finger. 2 fingers give me a lot more pressure, but I could do it with one. So you don't want to go down so far to where you ain't got no control at all. So from here, and his arm being straight helps him. So to help me, I get more of an angle. Okay? Now, keeping in mind, keep your arm there, keeping in mind that the whole idea is to have a accordion effect. I'm not going to do this and be pulling on him. I'm just going to touch them together, like that. Okay, I'm touching them together. Okay, now I need to find out what hurts him, because I might have to do some adjusting. But a big guy like this, I'm not going to be comfortable holding him like this because I think he can fight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to secure this guy like this.
Okay.
Right? You feel the difference, don't you?
So in other words, you're securing him right there.
But I still have the same lock.
But you got the same lock along the knuckle line.
That's correct.
So the knuckle line is there, so that would be about there. So
well, everybody's a little bit different,
right,
so whatever comfortable for you.
So for me, I would have him secured.
He'll let you know. He'll let you know.
And then I would come in like this.
With the other one, you didn't have it.
Right.
When you went to there.
All right. So always I come
And we have a tendency to try to use muscle, and muscle's not it. Did you get him?
At his side, I need to secure him with both hands.
Right.
But if he's one side, I mean, I have to.
That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct.
So in other words,
The transition on the left. Could you show her how to do the transition on the left?
Which one are we doing? Because I still want to see you get him under control. I don't like that elbow. I just don't. That's a little bit better. But I want his elbow. Don't put his elbow on your chest like that, girl. Put his elbow on your armpit. There you go.
All right.
Now, do you feel his elbow stuck on that? That's what you want. That's where you want him. Now stand up straight.
I know.
Get comfortable. Look at your balance. Get comfortable wherever you feel comfortable.
I feel comfortable like
Go
this.
ahead and slap it with your other hand. Don't let him hit you.
Right.
Go ahead and slap it with your other hand.
You can't get a good strike in there from over there.
Then I'd be trying to.
Now look at your finger. We can get a lot more pressure out of this. Okay, take this hand and bring up above his knuckle line.
Yeah.
You feel that? Yeah. Now don't worry about taking him to the ground. Worry about putting his elbow and his wrist together. Touch his elbow and his wrist. That no, don't pull him. Accordion effect. There you go. There you go. See
that size difference. So would you recommend her trying to go from there to get it behind his back, or just to keep him there? She should just keep it right there.
Yeah, she should just hold him.
Yeah.
Because it's too easy to lose him. Even you trying to get it's too easy to lose him.
Yeah.
And if he's combative, we in for a fight.
Yeah.
So just hold on to this big guy until we get enough help. But remember, we always got joints. There are joints everywhere. Okay, so take the finger.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you got joints everywhere. You got joints everywhere.
Right.
These are just the main joints we're talking about. Okay? But in order, I can't grab this. I'm going to have to grab this in order to get to this. You understand what I'm saying? If he's flailing over there and he's fighting her, I may have to go and get him, but I can't get the wrist lock that I was taught, that I just learned yesterday, but I can grab his finger. Take his finger and I'll snap that motherfucker if I have to, right? And I'll get the finger and he's going to squeal, and then I can get him in the wrist lock.
That makes sense.
There you go. There you go. It's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect. Yes, usually, yes. Yes, but women are usually lighter too, as well, and more limber Usually, but there's always an exception to the rule. But the technique
Locked in.
should be the same.
Okay.
It shouldn't matter.
Okay. And I just hold it.
We about to run it.
Yeah.
Wind it up now. You tell me a few minutes.
But you got it like that. You got to tap.
Let me.
Watch you. This is the main part of like.
I'm gonna show that to everybody because you brought it up. I'm gonna show it to everybody. How you lock out.
You don't
get it.
You don't lock.
That's good. Let me show it on you then. Come on.
I'm good.
Okay, heads up. We're about to wrap it up. On the mic. Testing. I always forget about the mic. Okay. One thing came up I want to share with the class, which makes it a lot easier for some people to get into the technique. Now that's quiet. You guys can hear me, right? To get into the technique. Remember what I told you guys about the C-clamps, right? About holding the C-clamps and you don't walk around with your hands like that. Well, you have to remember that you're trying to get the wrist first. Split second, but it's still first. In order to get the wrist, some people are grabbing at that hand. If they grab at the hand, you might get here, you might get the fingers. It's not quite the right grip. And because we're in a class where people are helping you, they just allow you to grab them and do whatever you want to do. But in real life, it doesn't work like that. So what we need to do is we need to use a reference point. The reference point would be where the hand starts, or at the top of the wrist. Okay? So if I take my C-clamp, I can actually come in on this forearm and slide down. I can do that quite quickly. So if I come in on this person, I can slide down and I'm there because my hand has a reference. Even if they have sleeves on, now I have a reference. So it may be easier for some of you guys to go through the reference point in order to get to your wrist lock. Okay, it doesn't work for everybody, but some people, if you're doing it fast, just go after that forearm first and slide down. Okay? Let's try that real quick. Yes?
No, that's what I found myself doing. I found myself going straight for the hand, and he's already resisting. And then you said reference point. I like that, because you're just right here.
And that's why I brought it up, because somebody you should ask the question. So try it with the reference point, see if that helps you guys.
Also, you guys, hey, no problem. No, it's good. Also, before we disband, I want everybody up front so I can take a picture. I need that for our reference point. So before y'all take off, and we got some food. I guess y'all supposed to eat or something here in a few minutes. And Alan told me we got another class.
Yeah, he said he's going to teach something after.
Okay, cool. So y'all can practice that, or y'all can come up and take the picture with me. I'd much rather y'all do that. Just everybody on the stage.
Let's do the practice for another 5 minutes. Let's do that. Make sure
he the boss. Because
I'm here now.
That's
so
right.
That's while I'm here.
Oh, you pulling out here in a minute. No, you done.
Yeah, I'm done.
I got you. Do what he said, and then I'll need everybody up in about 5 minutes.
So somebody had a question. There's a question. The front attack? What do you mean? The front entry?
You're facing me, the bad guy. You're facing me. You want to get me in the...
Okay. Okay, listen.
Hey, you guys, one more time. I know y'all experts now. I know you're experts. But he want to show us one more time how to deal with the frontal attack.
Okay, when you do, first of all, I don't recommend you attacking a person from the front.
Right.
I don't recommend that. But there's always something that can go wrong, okay? You never know what the situation is or what can happen or how you got into this predicament. So if you wanted to do a wrist lock from the front, the easiest way, there's actually two. The one that we've been going through has been the side wrist lock, right? And then I showed you guys how to go into the rear. Well, the best way to get into a wrist lock from the front is to go into a rear wrist lock. So you enter the front for a rear wrist lock. In order to do that, you look down at the palms of your hands, okay? And I'm going right to right, left to left. So if I'm going to his left hand, I'm going to use my left hand. If I'm going to his right hand, I'm going to use my right hand, okay? What I'm trying to do here is take the web of my fingers, my hand, and put it just above his knuckle line. And I'm going to take my thumb and grab the meaty portion of his thumb. Okay? As I do that, I'm going to take his elbow and separate it from his body. So in other words, I'm going to take the elbow and just give it a little tap. I just wanted to give it a little bit of a flex. I don't have to pull on it. I just need to get a little bit of a flex. So what I'm doing here, as I step in, going just like this. Take, oh, you kind of stiff there, buddy. Take him right into the, you see, right into the rear wrist lock. Again, you're right. Again, I don't recommend it because he has so many weapons. He can do all kind of things, you know, while I'm coming to him. But if he's distracted somewhere and I needed to get him into that technique, I can do it, right? But I have to get that arm out. I have to get that arm flexed out just enough so I can get in there. Okay? The reason why I don't recommend it is because that's something that you do over a period of time. If I had you guys, you know, once a week or something like that where we can go over it all the time, where I can pound it in your head, repetition, I can pound it in your head, then I would probably go into that technique in a little bit more detail. But the best technique to me, if you have to engage a person from the front, I want you to grab the meaty portion of their thumb with your hand here. So in other words, I want you to turn your hand over. Okay? So this one is right to right, left to left. And we don't have enough time. I'm not going to go all the way into it, but I'll show it to you. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my right hand and go to his left hand. Okay? Right to left, left to right. Did I say it right? Yeah, I got it right. Okay? I'm kind of dyslexic sometimes. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to reach over, grab the meaty portion of his thumb. The meaty portion. See that meat? I'm grabbing that. I'm taking my nails and I'm locking it into the palm of his hand. I'm taking the other hand and I'm grabbing the meaty portion of that pinky and I'm locking it in. I'm putting my fingers in his palms. My fingers are underneath his knuckle line, just like we've always done on the other techniques. Okay? Now what I'm going to do here, turn his hand over, take a step back, make his fingers touch his shoulder. He's gone. He's gone. There's absolutely nothing. Were you gone? Yeah. He's gone. There's absolutely nothing he can do about it. But again, that's a front entry. I'm not comfortable with the front entry. Not saying it can't be done, but I'm not comfortable with it. Now, if you get into something else and then that hand happens to present itself, and then I can go ahead and take him down, that's fine. But I prefer you guys to do side and rear. Okay? Did I answer the question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other questions? Yes?
So is it best when it's more than one person as far as security is concerned?
Define more than one person.
Okay, so like it's two of you guys.
Okay.
And there's
two of me guys, bad guy or good guy?
Two good guys.
Okay.
And it's one bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
So should one be trying to diffuse it with a
verbal?
Absolutely. While the other person in the POA is getting in position?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That should be the start of everything.
Right.
Anytime before you use force, before you use physical force, you should talk to this person. And if I'm talking to this person and they call me all kind of N-words and talking about my mama and all this and all that, but you come up and they have a rapport with you, then I need to take my pride, my ego, and step back and let you handle it. Okay? Because if you can diffuse this situation with the least amount of physical contact, then I need to let that happen. I need to let that happen. Okay?
Absolutely.
So you got to put your ego to the side. You know, a lot of times we get into an authoritative position and we want to talk down to people. That's how some people do it. You know? But you can't let your partner make the job hard for you. Hey man, you had a bad day. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I got you. I got your back. Take a coffee break. I got this. I got this. Look out for each other. That's the whole point. Look out for each other.
So usually, when you come in with an authority attitude, it escalates the individual.
That's true. That could happen too. Yes.
Because when he's escalated, because he's already authority, so he knows who you are. He gets very hyper. So you gotta come in on a level lower than his to try to get.
But remember, if you don't remember nothing else, remember, if you go in there half-cocked, the liability gonna fall back on you. It's not gonna fall back on your organization, it's gonna fall back on you. Okay, and we work hard to get whatever little trinkets we got and to make sure our family is good. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
So anytime you step beyond the boundary of whatever your policy and procedure is, whatever your standard operating procedures are for your particular organization or department, you're on your own. And they're going to be quick to say, we didn't teach them that. We didn't tell them to do that. So you're going to have to explain your actions to a reasonable and prudent person. What made you do that at that time? Why didn't you do this? You're always going to be wrong. Anytime you use force and somebody gets hurt, you're going to be wrong. Because they're going to say, you should have done this. Since the person got hurt, you must have done something wrong. And you're going to be explaining yourself. But if you know what you're doing, you know why you're doing it, you won't have no problem explaining yourself. Yes, sir.
What is the situation where, you know, because I work the first post in our church, where someone comes in with their hands in their pocket. They're coming in.
What's your policy? Do your policy say that you can tell people to take their hands out of their pockets?
Yeah, we don't have,
Is that something that you can talk to administration about and say, hey, we're having a concern about people coming in with their hands in their pockets. Can we make a sign that we can put outside to tell people that you can't walk through the door with your hands in your pockets for security reasons, blah, 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 blah. You can word it and put it up there. So now this is a part of your policy that nobody comes in with their hands in their pockets.
It's corny. The policy is written.
There it is right there. Just like you want to check backpacks, right? You want to check purses, you want to check bags. That's a policy because you're checking for contraband or you're checking for weapons, right? There's a reason that you're doing it. You can't just arbitrarily pick somebody out because his pants are sagging or because he got on a baggy shirt and his hands are in his pockets. That don't look right. You got to do that for everybody. Yeah. So talk to the powers that be, talk to the administration and say, hey, I've had these concerns. Can we implement something like this? And more than likely, you shouldn't have a problem. Anything else?
Hey, you guys give our officer a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Also, I want to find out something. Al, do you know? I want to do a group picture, so I need everybody down to the stage. Do you know how long you're gonna be?
Hopefully not long.
I've heard that before. Believe me.
About an hour?
Be short. I'm gonna cut out some things.
Well, because if you do an hour, do you think it's better to just get that done now? Because if these guys go eat.
Can you guys be back in 30 minutes?
Come on up to the stage so I can get a picture. And then, yeah, we eat 30 minutes and come on back. Y'all be cool. Line all up and down the stairs. Obviously, tall people up front, whatever. Just get everybody in. Ladies and gentlemen, kids and everybody out.
How you get in there? And our coach get him up here too.
Come on, Joe.
I'm trying to get up.
Get him up front. Come on down here, Joe. Come on down here. The cameras can handle themselves.
That ain't my card. That's right. Somebody gave me that card.
Come on, Joe.
What? I'm in it too?
Yeah, you is. You gotta sit down.
You gotta be at the front. You gotta be at the front. Take my.
Steve, come around here on this side to the light. Stand over there by everybody. We glad you're able to
There you go. I don't want to break it.
No, I need you in there. I don't know. I just want to make sure I get y'all. Yeah, you can get it right. There we go. There we go. That's the team. That's the team. That's the team. That's the team. And then somebody can come out, and then I'll get in with Al. Somebody can come out now. Somebody can come out. Well, come on, see, because we got you. Yeah, I'll take several. You can take a picture. I'm gonna get up there with. I'll get there with.
Last thing, if anybody have any questions for me, because you did go, technically you went through my class, so if you have any questions for me later on down the line, just holler at me, I'll give you my number. Make sure you can contact me and ask me about a particular technique or any question you might have about self-defense or defensive tactics, impact weapons, gun takeaways, gun retentions, batons, nunchucks, blah, 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 blah. So if you got any questions about anything that you might have to deal with use of force wise, let me know.